gone, Pollux said,
"That's silly. She hasn't even taken her limited license." "No, but she's had astrogation in school, and we could coach her." "Cass, you're crazy. We can't drag her all around the system. Girls are a nuisance." "You've got that wrong, Junior. You mean sisters. Girls are okay."
Pollux considered this.
"Yeah, I guess you're right." "I'm always right." "Oh, so? How about the time you tried to use liquid air to..." "Let's not be petty."
Grandmother Hazel stuck her head in next.
Just a quick battle report, boys. Your father is groggy, but still fighting gamely.
Is he going to let us use the money?
Doesn't look like it as of now. Tell me, how much did Akesian ask you for that Detroiter?
Castor told her. She whistled.
Doggone-uff. That unblushing groundhog. I'll have his license lifted.
Oh, we didn't agree to pay it.
Don't sign with him at all, unless I'm at your elbow. I know where the body is buried.
Okay. Look, Hazel, you really think a Detroiter 7 is unstable?
She wrinkled her brow.
Its gyros are too light for the ship's moment of inertia. I hate a ship that wobbles. If we could pick up a war surplus triple duo gyro system, cheap, you would have something. I'll inquire around.
It was much later when Mr. Stone looked in.
Still awake, boys?
Oh, sure. Come in.
About that matter we were discussing tonight.
Pollux said.
Do we get the money?
Castor dug him in the ribs, but it was too late. Their father said,
I told you that was out. But I wanted to ask you, did you, when you were shopping around today, happen to ask, about any larger ships?
Castor looked blank.
Why, no, sir. We couldn't afford anything larger. Could we, Paul? Gee, no. Why do you ask, Dad?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Good night.
He left. The twins turned to each other and solemnly shook hands. Two. A case for a dramatic license. At breakfast the next morning by Greenwich time, of course, it was still late afternoon by local sun time, and would be for a couple of days, the Stone family acted out the episode Hazel had dictated the night before of Mr. Stone's Marathon Adventure serial. Grandma Hazel had stuck the spool of dictation into the autotyper as soon as she had gotten up. There was a typed copy for each of them. Even Buster had a small side to read, and Hazel played several parts, crouching and jumping around and shifting her voice from rusty bass to soprano. Everybody got into the act. Everybody but Mr. Stone. He listened with a dour, try to make me laugh expression. Hazel finished her grand cliff-hanging finale by knocking over her coffee. She plucked the cup out of the air and had a napkin under the brown flood before it could reach the floor, under the urge of the moon's leisurely field.
Well,
she said breathlessly to her son, while still panting from the galactic overlord's frantic attempts to escape a just fate.
How about it? Isn't that a dilly? Did we scare the dickens out of them, or didn't we?
Roger Stone didn't...
This is a YouTube video that I'm listening to right now, and I'm just chilling here by myself, so I'm just recording it.
Not answer. He merely held his nose. Hazel looked amazed.
You didn't like it? Why, Roger, I do believe you're jealous. To think I would raise a son with spirit so mean that he would be envious of his own mother.
Buster spoke up.
I liked it. Let's do that part over where I shoot the space pirate.
He pointed a finger and made a zizzing noise.
Whee! Blood all over the bulkheads.
There's your answer, Roger. You're public. If Buster likes it, you're in.
I thought it was exciting.
Meade put in.
What was wrong with it, Daddy?
Yes. Go ahead, tell us.
Very well. In the first place, spaceships do not make 180-degree turns.
This one does.
In the second place, what in blazes is this galactic overlord nonsense? When did he creep in?
Oh, that. Son, your show was dying on its feet, so I gave it a transfusion.
But galactic overlords, Now, really, it's not only preposterous, it's been used over and over again.
Is that bad? Next week, I'm going to equip Hamlet with atomic propulsion and stir it in with the comedy of errors. I suppose you think Shakespeare will sue me?
He will if he can stop spinning.
Roger Stone shrugged.
I'll send it in. There's no time left to do another one, and the contract doesn't say it has to be good. It just says...
Blackstone Audio presents Variable Star by Robert A. Heinlein and Spider Robinson. Dedication. For the women without whom none of this would have been necessary. Bam, Evelyn, Ginny, Jeannie, Amy, Terry Luana, Ruth, Kate, and Eleanor. Editor's Preface. In Robert A. Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land, there is a story about a Martian artist so focused on his work that he fails to notice his own death and completes the piece anyway. To Martians, who don't go anywhere when they die but simply become old ones, the burning question was, should this work be judged by the standards used for art by the living or for art by the dead? A similar situation occurs here for one of the first times on this planet. This book is a posthumous collaboration, begun when one of its collaborators was 7 and completed when the other was 17 years dead. Spider Robinson discusses this at